Hey YouTube, today we're unboxing a Helmet Intercom system. So riding in the side-by-side, or if you're on a motorcycle with a passenger, or out riding with other friends, it can be a real challenge to stay in communication. In our case with the side-by-side, you've got the motor behind you, you've got the wind noise, and so it could be a challenge to hear your passenger. So I picked up a intercom system that also supports Bluetooth to a phone, so I thought we'd take a quick look at that. I did a bunch of research on these things to try and figure out what is a good, reasonable system out there. It seems like Sena is probably the kind of the top of the line. That's your sort of elite headset. Very nice headset, lots of features, but they are pretty pricey. The ones that I saw were anywhere from $150 for a single headset to $300, $400. So they can get pretty pricey. I wanted something so that my wife and I would be able to chat. So I ordered this set, TCOM VBX2. There's a lot of these kind of lower cost headsets. Generally the reviews on them are pretty good. This one seemed to be really consistent on the reviews and seemed to be pretty well featured, so I thought I'd give it a try. I got it again off of Amazon, where I get most of my stuff, and it was I want to say $89 for a set of two. So pretty reasonable price. This I believe it goes up to 800 meters, which is 2,600 feet for the intercom system. And then for the Bluetooth portion to your phone, it's right around 30 feet, kind of traditional Bluetooth range distances. So let's take a look at what's inside. It's actually a really pretty decent quality box. You got little magnet kind of snaps on it. So we've got a little thank you card. And looks like the user manual, instruction manual. And inside it, we've got the units themselves, wrapped up in a nice bag. So it's sort of rubberized coating on the outside. It's got essentially almost a jog dial kind of button. You've got on the back side, you've got a couple clips that hold it into when you mount it to the helmet, and then you got a power button right there. Now you can get a couple of different microphone styles. So these are stereo headsets, so you do have speakers for the inside of your helmet for both left and right channel. Looks like a little maybe micro USB connector or mini USB connector. It's got a soft corded mic. They come in two styles. There's a boom style, which is kind of a stiff wire mic, which work well for open-faced helmets, and then for enclosed helmets, full-faced helmets, you got the soft kind. And what's really nice about that is that it won't get in the way of the helmet when you're trying to put it on, like a boom mic would in a full-face helmet that doesn't open up. So, I ordered the soft kind, obviously, since we have full-face helmets. We've got some Velcro stickies. I'm assuming that's for the microphone, maybe. So you got another headset. You've got the other yep, okay, so then these are for the earpieces. Then you've got the sticky that sticks to the helmet with the clips. More Velcro pieces for the earpieces to put the Velcro in the... Looks like a couple of USB charging cables to charge it up. It gives you a couple of screwdrivers. And then you've got also, oh, okay, so you got a clip mount as well. So this can slide up and clip into the helmet. And then your headset would then snap into place. Okay, yeah, and then that kind of snaps down and snaps into place. Okay, got it. So, okay, so then you can loosen these screws so that you can clamp it down to the inside of the helmet. Okay, so pretty straightforward. So we're going to install these on our helmets, and then we're going to take these out for a test drive and see how they do on the trail. Okay, you'll see that I got the units installed. I actually mounted them on the right side of the helmet. Traditionally these are mounted on the left side of your helmet because if you're riding a motorcycle, obviously your right hand is your throttle hand, and so you want your left hand is typically going to be the free hand. But in the side-by-side, we don't have that problem or that challenge, so I went ahead and mounted them on the right just because we're right-handed. And so it does reverse the controls a little bit, but I don't anticipate it being any issues. Right now I've got these charging. A couple things to note. One is this cable is proprietary, so that is not a mini or micro USB cable. It's proprietary cable, so do not lose these cables, otherwise you won't be able to recharge the devices. The soft mic and everything, depending on your helmet design, can be a little challenging to find a place where it won't get any wind noise. The other thing is this is a fly helmet, motocross helmet. I used it from when I was riding my bike, and so that's just the helmet I'm using right now. I'm actually going to end up getting new helmets for both my wife and I. We won't be getting motocross style helmets. We'll probably get full face street bike style helmets with the visor, flip down visor. But in the meantime, we're just using these. It didn't really mount great on the fly helmet. The clip, the helmet itself, the rim of the helmet is really thick, and so this clip doesn't really sit great. So using the adhesive mount would probably be better. I'm not doing that only because this isn't going to be the long-term helmet that we use, so I went ahead and used the clip so I can take it off this helmet later. The tucking the wires and stuff behind your helmet pads generally should be pretty easy. On this fly helmet, it was pretty tough to get the pads to snap back in place. On my wife's helmet, it was actually quite a bit easier. So the other thing is the spot you mount the speakers. On these helmets, in both cases, were a little challenging. You didn't have a really big clear space for your ears, so the speaker can be a little hard to place. Might take a little bit of trial and error to get it into the right spot. So there they are installed. Okay, so let's do a wrap-up. Took the side-by-side out with the helmet-to-helmet intercom system set up. They work beautifully. Very pleased with the performance. The audio quality was very, very good. There was a lot of bass out of these things, way more than I thought there was going to be. Now, this is not your massive subwoofer or super high-end headphone sort of quality. But for what they are, and especially at the price point, these were very, very good. So no concerns over the audio quality whatsoever. The construction of the material seems to be very, very good. It's a rubberized material, as I said, so it's water resistant, not waterproof, but it will work, I think, in most cases. The biggest challenges we had with them was speaker placement in the helmet. It took us a few attempts to kind of get it lined up right so that it wasn't pressing on your ear and it was sitting in the right spot so you could hear clearly. Once we did all of that, it worked great. The other challenges that we had, I would say, are minor challenges. We did get a little bit of wind noise at speed. Now, a couple things to keep in mind there, though, with respect to that is, one is these are open helmets, so it's not like a street bike helmet where you got the flip down visor. That would help, I think, prevent, some of the wind noise that we ran into. And it wasn't a lot, it was just present, when you heard the popping and crackling a little bit when we're doing, 50 miles an hour with no windshield on a side-by-side. So, for that type of scenario, we did get a little bit of wind. It was either coming from, through the top of the helmet or coming up from underneath. A street bike helmet, like I said, may not have those issues since you got the flip down visor. Obviously, if we had a windshield on the side-by-side, that would probably help quite a bit as well. And then, I think also contributing factor was, motocross helmets have these vents in the front, so, and the mic is mounted, fairly close to that. So, I think those things combined are what kind of drove some of that wind noise. And I don't want to, make it sound like it was a big issue, because it really, really wasn't. It was just there, some of the time. And then the last piece, I would say is, just this clip. It works fine. It worked fine on my wife's helmet. On my helmet, as I said before, it's got a thicker rim, so that made it a little bit more difficult to get it to sit right on the helmet. I think with a more permanent solution, I would recommend using the adhesive-backed clip on the helmet as opposed to the screw-in one. But other than that, I think, the design quality, the performance was really good, especially when you look at the price point of, $89 for two of them. That's way cheaper than what you'd find other headsets going for. So I'm really pleased with the overall quality and performance of these guys. From a feature set standpoint, it's a very well-featured device. So, you've got an FM radio. We did not test the FM radio. One, we were up in the mountains, and two, I really had no interest in FM radio functionality out of the device, so it wasn't something I was overly concerned with. The helmet-to-helmet, as I said, worked really, really well. Very clear. You've got great range, at 800 meters, which is 2,600 feet. That's literally half a mile. So you got really good range out of it. Your limitation there is that you can only do 3 helmets. There are other systems out there where you can do multiple helmets, up to 6, I think is what some of them do. But those are all essentially isolated. They're full duplex between 2, but not full duplex between all of them. So, for those, if you're not sure what full duplex is versus half duplex is kind of like a walkie-talkie where you press a button, I talk, and you listen, and then I let off the speaker and the button, and then you press the button and you talk and I listen. So that's half duplex. Full duplex means that it's like a telephone call where we can both talk at the same time, in that scenario. So these are full duplex. They work great, and they're full duplex between 3 helmets at one time. It is Bluetooth, so you can play music off your phone or an iPod or something like that. You can make and receive phone calls. Battery life we rode for about 5 hours. I've read that the battery life is supposed to last about 7 hours for the intercom mode. So, we did 5 hours without any issue. There was one point where we stopped, and I think it went into a sleep mode because we weren't talking or anything. So when we got back in the car, we did have to hit the button to reactivate the intercom system. But, other than that, it worked fine. They're water resistant. Again, not waterproof. So, they're very good intercom system. I'm very pleased with them. So if you have any questions, you know, please leave your questions or comments in the sections below. I'll try and get to those as best I can. And, you know, definitely recommend them. They worked well for us on our first time out. These ones are by Freedconn. And as I said, they were 89 bucks on Amazon with free shipping, I believe. And they do have two different styles. So they've got the boom mic style, again, for open face helmets. And then they've got the soft mic style, which, you know, this is just a wire with a little microphone head on it, which is what we've got. And they just, that way you can stick them anywhere. Obviously, the boom mic style wouldn't work well in a enclosed full face helmet. It would get in the way if you're trying to put the helmet on. So that's why we went with the soft mic style. But yeah, it's a good intercom set. So there you have it. You know, let me know your thoughts, and thanks for watching.